important because it's the first big change we're seeing when it comes to America's retirement system. So number one, it raises the age for when you're required to take money out of your retirement account from age 70 and a half to age 72. Number two, it also allows you to continue to contribute to your retirement account past age 70 and a half. And that's really important because Americans are working longer and living longer. So if you're 70 years old or 71 years old and you're already receiving a paycheck, you may still want to contribute to your retirement account and let that grow and be as big as possible for when you are no longer able to work or willing to work. The other third change that I really want to mention here has to do with inherited retirement accounts. So that's when the owner of an account passes away and their loved ones actually are able to inherit it. And throughout their life before, they were able to tap into that account and they were able to use that money. But now with this new legislation, it caps it after 10 years, you have to take that money out. Now, the reason why we're seeing this in this legislation is because we have to pay for these provisions. And this is how the government is doing. Now, the Congressional Budget Office estimates that with this inherited retirement account, this new rule, they'll be able to generate $15.7 billion over 10 years.
With so Uncle tax that you're paying on that money.
Right. So Uncle Sam taking a bigger chunk of your retirement savings there.
So 401ks, big way a lot of us use to accrue our wealth. For retirement. What are the changes there? There's some big ones.
Yeah, so with the 401ks, so small businesses are the backbone of the U.S. economy, and they employ a lot of people. But offering 401ks to their employees is really costly, it's cumbersome, it's complicated. So this legislation allows them to band together as a group, a couple different small businesses, and offer these benefits and get tax credit. So that's great for Americans. The other change with 401ks is that it now will encourage corporations to offer their employees annuities as a part of their 401ks. Annuities are great because it's like when you're working, every 2 weeks you get your paycheck. You can set up annuities in your 401k so that after you're no longer working, you can still receive money, for example, every 2 weeks. You can set it up however you want it. So you can kind of balance your budget after you're no longer working.
Why is all this happening now?
Yeah, so this is happening now because when you look at Federal Reserve data, a quarter of Americans have no retirement savings at all. So we're facing a crisis here. When it comes to Social Security, there are reports that it could be insolvent in 16 years. So a lot of people are counting on their retirement accounts to be a safe cushion of money for them when they can no longer work. So this legislation encourages more people to save for retirement and makes it easier to do so.
I know. Go ahead. I was just going to say, I know one of the things you mentioned before was that raise and the higher age now when you have to start taking your benefits. I guess what is the benefit of that for people that may be getting closer to that?
Yeah, so the benefit is that if you're working longer, you want to continue to save for retirement, continue to contribute to that account because the stock market right now is on a tear. It's reaching record highs. All three major indices hit highs recently. So you want to benefit from that. You don't want to take that money too soon if you don't really need it. So that's what this legislation allows you to do.
We're trying to break all this down for you, and you're doing a great job doing it, but this does get into the weeds a little bit. So if you're out there and watching it, maybe we're spending a little time with some of these rules to sort of understand how it affects your family. Sabeel, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Happy holidays.